Every motorcycle rider starts somewhere, but some mistakes can be more than just embarrassing, they can be dangerous. Whether you're a fresh rider or getting back in the saddle after a break, there are habits that could be putting you at risk without you even realizing it. In this video, we're breaking down 8 of the most common and most critical mistakes new riders make. Fixing these could mean the difference between a close call and a crash. Overlooking lane positioning. One of the most overlooked but crucial aspects of safe riding is where you place yourself within your lane. Many new riders instinctively stick to the center of the lane, not realizing that this area often becomes a slippery zone thanks to oil drips, coolant spills, and debris from cars. Riding through that grime can severely reduce your traction, especially in wet conditions. Other beginners trying to avoid the center may ride too far to the edges. This puts them in drivers' blind spots or dangerously close to curbs and hazards on the road shoulder. When you ride too close to a car, especially near its rear or alongside it, you're increasing the chance of being invisible to the driver, which is one of the top causes of accidents. Smart lane use is about strategy. Choose a position that maximizes your visibility and escape routes. Typically, riding in the left or right third of the lane, depending on traffic flow and road layout, helps you stay visible and gives you more time to react. And when you're riding in a group, stagger your formation to maintain space and visibility without riding side by side. Additionally, always maintain a safe following distance. Tailgating gives you little time to respond if the vehicle ahead brakes suddenly or dodges an obstacle. As a rider, your safety heavily depends on anticipation and space to maneuver. Improper use of the clutch. Using the clutch smoothly isn't just about shifting gears, it's about having full control over your motorcycle, especially at low speeds or in tight maneuvers. Unfortunately, a lot of new riders treat the clutch like a light switch, all in or all out. This often results in jerky acceleration, sudden stalls, or even lurching forward unintentionally at stop signs or red lights. One of the most critical skills to develop is mastering the friction zone, that small sweet spot where the clutch is partially engaged. This zone allows you to control how much power is transferred to the rear wheel, which is especially useful during slow turns, U-turns, or navigating parking lots. Neglecting this skill makes the bike feel twitchy and hard to manage in slow speed scenarios. Another bad habit is holding the clutch in completely while coasting. This removes the engine's natural braking effect and can make it harder to control your speed or respond to traffic changes. It's like putting the bike into neutral. You're giving up control when you might need it most. The fix? Practice. Find an empty parking lot and do slow speed drills, figure eights, tight circles, and sharp turns, all while gently working within that friction zone. Your bike will feel more stable and your confidence will grow rapidly. Misjudging how to use the rear brake. Braking is more nuanced than simply squeezing the levers. A lot of beginners get it wrong by either over-relying on the rear brake or ignoring it entirely. Both are dangerous and can affect your ability to stop quickly and safely. The front brake is your primary stopping force. It delivers about 70% to 90% of your braking power. But if you slam on the rear brake too hard, especially while turning or on slick roads, you risk locking up the rear wheel. This can send the bike into a skid, making you lose control and possibly crash. On the flip side, some riders don't use the rear brake at all because they're afraid of locking it, but skipping it completely means missing out on smoother, more controlled stops, especially helpful in low-speed traffic or downhill situations. The key: use both brakes together in harmony. Start by applying gentle pressure to the rear brake while progressively squeezing the front. This helps keep the bike balanced and avoids that awkward front-end dive. Practice this during routine stops so it becomes second nature, and you'll find your riding becomes much more composed and responsive. Relying too much on tech. Modern motorcycles come packed with impressive technology. ABS, traction control, ride modes, cornering enhancements, you name it. And while these features can absolutely save lives, they're not a substitute for skill. One of the biggest pitfalls for new riders is assuming the bike's tech will do the heavy lifting for them. Take ABS for instance. Yes, it helps prevent wheel lockup during emergency braking, but it doesn't mean you can forget proper brake control. If you grab the brakes in a panic without understanding weight transfer or pressure modulation, ABS won't stop the bike from becoming unstable. Similarly, traction control helps with grip, but if you don't learn throttle finesse, it can only compensate so much. The danger is this: when riders depend on rider aids too much, they fail to build the muscle memory and instincts that are critical when the tech isn't there. Or if it malfunctions, if you jump onto a rental bike, an older model, or something without those features, you're left unprepared. So use those tools as training wheels, not a crutch. Practice like they don't exist. That way, when they are there, they act as backup, not your only line of defense. Mishandling the throttle. A common but critical error among beginners is not knowing how to handle the throttle with precision. Unlike a car, where throttle response is usually more forgiving, motorcycles, especially sportier ones, react immediately to even small inputs. Treat the throttle like a light switch, and you're signing up for jerky acceleration, sudden wheel lifts, or even unintended slides. This is especially dangerous in corners. Imagine leaning into a turn and suddenly rolling off the throttle. Your bike's suspension compresses and shifts weight forward, which can reduce traction and destabilize the bike. Likewise, twisting too aggressively when exiting a turn can cause a loss of grip and throw you off balance. Good throttle control is all about finesse. You need to think of it less like a button and more like a volume knob, smooth, subtle adjustments. It's not just about speed, it's about managing traction, suspension, and stability. To improve this, find a safe, controlled environment. Practice slow starts, gentle roll-ons, and transitions through curves. Do figure eights and tight maneuvers with gradual throttle input. The smoother you are, the more in control your ride will feel, and the more fun it becomes. Misunderstanding counter steering. Many new riders mistakenly believe that turning a motorcycle is just about leaning your body or twisting the handlebars in the direction they want to go. That works, kind of, at slow parking lot speeds. But once you're above roughly 15 miles per hour, that logic goes out the window and the real method takes over: counter steering. It's counterintuitive at first. To turn left, you actually push the left handlebar forward, which momentarily turns the front wheel slightly right. This causes the bike to lean left and initiate the turn. The opposite goes for turning right. It's physics at work, and your motorcycle obeys those laws whether you understand them or not. Riders who don't grasp this concept often run wide in turns, especially on faster roads or tight corners. Some panic, overlean, or try to force the bike to turn by body shifting alone, none of which provide the reliable steering response needed to stay safe. The fix: head to a quiet parking lot and ride at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. Practice gently pushing on the handlebar in the direction you want the bike to lean. You'll quickly feel the difference in how easily and predictably the motorcycle responds. This one skill alone can dramatically improve your confidence and safety on twisty roads. Fixating on hazards. Imagine this: you're riding down the road and spot a pothole or an oncoming car drifting near your lane. Your eyes lock onto it, your heart races, you freeze, and before you know it, you're heading straight for the very thing you wanted to avoid. That's called target fixation, and it's one of the sneakiest and most common habits that get new riders into serious trouble. It happens because your motorcycle goes where your eyes go. If you stare at a danger, even with the intention of avoiding it, your body naturally guides the bike toward it. This gets worse under pressure. During a fast corner or emergency situation, panic often leads to staring at guardrails, mailboxes, or oncoming traffic, none of which you should be aiming for. So what's the fix? Train yourself to always look where you want to go. See the hazard, but lock your focus on the path around it. This is especially important when cornering. Always look through the turn, not at the edge of the road. Over time, your eyes and hands will sync up and the bike will naturally follow. Start practicing this in real-world situations. Spot a bump or hole in the road. Don't look at it. Spot your escape path and let your eyes guide you there. It feels unnatural at first, but this one change in habit can keep you out of some very nasty situations. Skipping proper riding gear. A lot of new riders make the mistake of thinking safety gear is only necessary for long trips or high-speed riding. Maybe it's budget concerns, maybe it's a desire to feel the wind, or maybe it's just the belief that accidents are rare. But the truth is, crashes don't send a warning. They happen fast, even at low speeds. And when they do, your clothing becomes your last line of defense. Street clothes offer almost zero protection. Denim, sneakers, and hoodies tear within seconds of hitting pavement. Even a simple slide at 30 miles per hour can grind through them in an instant, leaving you with road rash, broken bones, or worse. And no, that $40 pair of motorcycle jeans from a random website isn't going to save your skin either. Wearing proper riding gear doesn't just reduce injury, it can literally save your life. A certified full-face helmet drastically lowers the risk of traumatic brain injuries. Armored jackets and gloves protect your hands and upper body. Reinforced pants and boots guard your legs and ankles, which are some of the most vulnerable areas in a crash. Fortunately, today's gear is better than ever. Lighter, cooler, more stylish, and more affordable. There's really no excuse not to wear it every time you ride, no matter how short the trip. Think of it this way, you don't get to decide if you'll crash, you only get to decide what you're wearing when it happens. Every rider makes mistakes, but the smart ones learn from them before it's too late. If you spotted one of your own habits in this video, now's the perfect time to level up your skills and ride safer. Remember, confidence on the road comes from practice, awareness, and preparation. If this helped you out, give it a like so more riders can see it. Subscribe for more tips that'll make you sharper, smoother, and safer every time you ride. Stay safe out there and ride smart.